Hello everybody, I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, then please do. In today's video, I'm going to be doing another review on an album. And the album that I'm going to be reviewing today is Planet Her by Doja Cat. I got notes on this phone, so if you see me looking down, that is why. I'm going to be doing what I normally do when I do these kind of videos. So first I'll start talking about the songs individually, and then I'll say my ranking and other subjects to do with the album. If you don't know who Doja Cat is, she's the artist of a song called Say So and Streets that are two very popular songs, and she just recently came out with an album, and that's the album that I'm going to be talking about today. Before I start this video, I do have my door open because even though it's been raining, it's very hot, and it has stopped raining right now, so that's why this is the perfect time for me to film this video. But if you hear noises, that is why. Hopefully it shouldn't start filming. Hopefully it shouldn't start raining during this video, but if it does, that's why there's noises. But yeah, a lot of what I'm going to say about the song separately is based on my first time listening to the album. A lot of these opinions have changed, but a lot of them are still the same. So I'm going to start with the first song on the album, and that is called Woman. And what I wrote is that it's very catchy, and I like the reggae feel to the song, and I was dancing along to it. And then I put the rap part, and then I put the emoji when it has the hearts around it. If you know what that emoji is. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. But I put that emoji, and I put a very fun song to start the album with. And I enjoyed the Mean Girls reference part, and I could read with what she was saying. And after listening to the song, I don't understand why the song gets hate, because a lot of people say they don't like the song. When I watch reviews about this album, they say they don't like Women. A lot of people have Women near the end of the their ranking, and I don't understand why. I think the song is really good. Next, you got Naked, and when this song started, I said, okay, where's this song going? But I like where it went, and I like the beat change. And if she kept the beat as the same, then I probably wouldn't have liked it as much as I did. And this gave me salsa vibes, and I was vibing a lot, and it gave me another rap part, and I really love rap parts to songs, so I put the heart emoji for that one. Next, you got Payday, and I put from the instrumentals at the beginning, I was already hooked to the song. I didn't like the part when she was singing very loud, but then when it got more softer, I enjoyed it. This song is really beautiful, that's what I wrote. And I thought right now I don't like it as much as I did the songs before it, but maybe in the future I would like it more. And then I really like Young's fog part, and I can imagine this song going off at a party or in a couple karaoke. Next I put Get Into It Yeah, and I really like the song, and I like the Ed Sheeran part, and it really surprised me. And for a song that isn't that long, I do see myself playing it a lot. And next song is Get To Know, and this song came before the album came out, and I've heard about it, and I decided to wait until I listened to the album in full before I listened. The song is I Don't Do Drugs, and what I thought of this song is that I really like their voices together. This is one of my favourite songs of the album so far, and I think a lot of people can relate to it. And I really liked Ariana Grande's verse, and it gave me Sweetener and Precision vibes. The next song on the album is Love's a Dream. I think it's very beautiful, and her voice was wow. That song is really good, and I can relate to the song, and I think it's a very perfect karaoke song. Next is You Right, and I think the song is very catchy and very good, and I think they both killed it. So Doja Cat and The Weeknd both killed it, and I think this song gives me summer vibes song. And next song is Been Like This, and I like how she slowed it down a bit, and no, I like how she slows it down a bit, since a lot of her songs have been very loud and beaty, and I prefer when she has more slower, more calmer songs. Next song is Options, and people said this song was really good, and I wasn't feeling it until the JD part came, but it is one of the best songs on the album. Next song is Ain't Shit, and she said what she said and she meant what she said, and I really knew the song was going to be stuck in my head, and it is stuck in my head. I was imagining this song at a concert or on vinyl, and I know this song was going to go off, and this song and You Got a Knot from Little Mix gave me the same vibes. Next you got Imagine, and I put the heart emoji, and then I put I'm a bit speechless in how good she sounds, and that's mostly all I put for Imagine. Next I put Alone, and I put instrumentals, and then Heart Eyes, and then I was getting ready to cry, but then the song took me in the opposite direction, and I thought that this song was very beautiful, and I thought this should have been the closer, but sadly it was not. So the next song on the album is Kiss Me More, and then when I started listening to the song, it sounded very familiar, but then when I got into the song more, I realised where I heard it from, and I think this song is very good, and it is a very good end closing song, but I think Alone would have been better. And then I put, while listening to this album, I thought Alone would be the last track, but then Kiss Me More started, and then I was very confused. I like Kiss Me More, and I think it's a good closing track, but I think Alone would have been better. And from the reviews I've seen, a lot of people agree with me, so I'm glad that a lot of people agree. Now I'm going to say my thought on the album, and I thought the album was really good, and I like the style that she went for with this album. I don't know which song was my favourite, but there are a lot of really good ones. But now I know which one song was my favourite, but when I listened to it the first time, I couldn't choose because I was like, this album is really good, how can people choose their favourite songs? But now I can. But at the time, I couldn't choose favourite songs. I really like the features parts, and I'm excited for when they do a vinyl for the album, and I think she's really talented. I prefer this one than Hot Pink, but Hot Pink is really good as well. And then this is something I didn't like about the album. I didn't like how explicit it is. I'm okay with having some explicit words, but there's one or two songs where I think she has the N-word in the song too much. Like, if she wants to put the N-word in her songs, then that's her choice, but I don't think it needed it that much. And some people may be like, why do you care? Like, you can say it, but yes, I can say it, but I choose not to say it. So how I feel about the N-word is that just because I can say something doesn't mean I should say something. That's how I feel about it. Like, yes, you can listen to a clean version of the song, but it's not the same as listening to the original version. Because like, when I listen to songs and it has the bleep in it, it doesn't sound the same. And now I'm going to talk about the deluxe version. One, I wasn't thinking that the deluxe version was going to come out as soon as it did, and I know a lot of other people was surprised at the deluxe version as well, because I heard about the deluxe version through TikTok, because I think somebody commented it on another TikToker's video, and they were like, what, deluxe? It's just been a couple of days, why is she releasing the deluxe so soon? Like, I'm not prepared. But my thought on the deluxe songs was that it was really good, and I wasn't expecting it to come out as soon as the standard version, but I'm glad that it did come out when it did. I usually don't listen to deluxe songs, but I think listening to the deluxe songs was 100% worth it, as it had really good songs. There are albums that I've heard the deluxe version, but I won't go out my way to listen to the deluxe version because I prefer the standard versions, but I do listen to the deluxe versions sometimes. Now I'm going to say my thoughts on each deluxe song. First, I'm going to talk about You're Right extended, and I'm glad she did an extended version, since You're Right is one of my favourite songs on the album. The next thing I thought about the song is that I liked the extra verse, and I prefer this one than the original. The Deluxe song is Up and Down, and I thought the chorus was very catchy. I didn't like how she sounded in this. I prefer when she's singing more calmer songs than when she's loud, but sometimes it's okay. But I didn't really like it in this one. And next one is Tonight, and I really loved the instrumentals in the song, especially at the beginning, and the lyrics were really good, and the Eve part was really good. The next song, the next Deluxe song is Ride, and I thought this one was very catchy, and I could imagine singing this while being in a car or doing it to karaoke. And the last song on the Deluxe version is Why, and I can't pronounce her name, but is it Gun? The person that featured in this song was really good, and I thought the song was very catchy, but I didn't like it as much as the other songs on the Deluxe version. And my favourite on the Deluxe version is Tonight, You're Right Extended, and Wide. I think the order of the album is very weird, but I like how the album has a mix of highs and lows, and I now have made my own track list, and I think it sounds really good. I might change it up sometimes, but I think the track list I made is really good. If I remember, I'll screenshot and put a picture of it on the screen now. Okay, so now this is my second time listening to the album. I put for Payday, I was right about how I like it more after listening to it. I still don't like the song. It's not one of my favourites, but I do prefer it way more now that I've listened to it more than one time. Need to Know, I still agree with everything I said. Being Like This, a lot of people say that this is the best song on the album, and I can understand why. And I understand why people say it's their top 5, but for me it's not. Kiss Me More, I still think Alone should have been the closer of the album, but I do like the song and I can understand why it's popular. I prefer listening to the album on shuffle, and most of the time on shuffle, Alone is the last song. I have listened to Kiss Me More by itself, but I still think Kiss Me More is not one of my favourite songs. I didn't do a song sorter for this album because when I searched it, it didn't come up, but that's only because it doesn't exist. But maybe one day in the future, I'll talk about my favourite albums and then I'll do a song sorter. Or if I don't do an album video, I'll probably put it on my social media. That's when it does exist. So for fun, I did a ranking of Hot Pink, and I'll put it on the screen if you are curious to see where I ranked the songs on that one. But please keep in mind that I've only listened to Hot Pink maybe 3 or 4 times compared to Planet Her, when I've listened to that album 7 or 8 times. That's both deluxe and standard. So this ranking might change, but I will put it on the screen now. Okay, so now back to Planet Her. When I was doing this ranking, I found it very hard to put in numbers. So I put in top tier, middle tier, and bottom tier. So top tier, I put Woman, Naked, Love to Dream, Ain't Shit, and Alone. Middle tier, I put I Don't Do Drugs, Imagine, Get To It, Yeah, Options, and then from the deluxe version, I added Wide, Tonight, and then I put You're Right and You're Right extended version in middle tier. And then bottom tier, I put Kiss Me More, Need to Know, Payday, Been Like This, and then from the deluxe version, I put Why and Up and Down. Now I have sorted it into numbers and I'm going to tell you them right now. For number 1, I put Ain't Shit. For number 2, I put Naked. For number 3, I put Alone. For number 4, I put Love to Dream. For number 5, I put Woman. And that's all my top tiers. For middle tier, I put Tonight as number 6, Getting To It Yeah as number 7. Yeah. For number 7, I put Getting To It Yeah. For number 8, I put You Alright Extended. For number 9, I put You Alright because I prefer the extended version. For number 10, I put Options. For number 11, I put Wide. For number 12, I put Imagine. For number 13, I put I Don't Do Drugs. And now I'm going to say my bottom tier. For number 14, I put Need to Know. For number 15, I put Kiss Me More. For number 16, I put Been Like This. For number 17, I put Payday. For number 18, I put Why. And for number 19, I put Up and Down. Now, I'm going to say if I would change anything, and I think my ranking is very good. The only thing I would change is put in Imagine is putting Tonight in top 5 because I think it's top 5 number. I think it's top 5 worthy, but to do that, I would have to remove one of the ones in my top 5, and I really don't want to do that. But if I had to remove one, it would be either Dream or Woman, but I don't want to take any out. Tonight is an excellent song, and the fact that a deluxe song can try and make it, the fact that a deluxe song is really that good, that it's fighting its way to get into top 5, but for me it's not, but I do think it's top 5 worthy, like it's punching its way to get into that top 5, and we're gonna have to see if it does, but for now it's not going to. Another thing I would change is that I would change number 3 and number 4, because I think that Naked is a better song vibe-wise, but I think Alone is a better song lyric-wise. Now I'm going to talk some more about my thoughts, my rankings, and why I put some songs high and some songs low. The reason why I Don't Do Drugs isn't in my top 10 is because I think that they could have done way more for the song. Like, Doja Cat and Ariana Grande are one of the 2 most talented people in the world, and I think they sounded really good together, and I've loved a lot of their, and I really like their Motive collab in Positions, but I think they could have done way more to this song. Like, some people might get mad at me for using this comparison, but it's, for example, like with Prisoner from Plastic Hearts, I think they could have made it that kind of song, that kind of level, but they didn't, and I kind of felt like Ariana Grande could have made her verse longer. To me, it felt like when you go to a party, but you don't really want to go to the party, you just go there, have a good time, and you leave. I kind of feel like that's what Ariana Grande did. Not that she didn't want to be on the song, because I feel like she did want to be on the song, but she just did what she did and had to go. That's how I feel. Now, being like this, a lot of people say that it's their top 5, but I don't think it is. And some people might be mad at me for putting it low, but I don't like that song that much. Like, I do like the song, but to me, it's personally not top 5 or top 10. I've just never had that connection with that song. Yes, you can grow to have a connection over time, but for me, it's never happened. But sometimes that connection is just not supposed to happen. Like, for example, you might have a connection, you might not have a connection with somebody you met, but then your friend might have a connection with that person that you didn't have a connection with. So I don't think we've been like this. I'm supposed to have that connection, and I don't want to force that connection. With Payday, I have grown to like it more, but I still don't like the song that much. With Ain't Shit, now I'm going to talk about the controversy, I don't know how to pronounce the word, but with the song Ain't Shit, and there are a lot of people that have a lot of thoughts regarding that song. A lot of people say that it's really good, but they were saying like, oh, it's not the best song on the album, that's pushing it, because Woman is this, Been Like This is this, and other songs is this. But for me, I understand that they exist, but regardless, I think Ain't Shit is better than all of those songs that I just named. Some people are saying because it's not the live version, they are disappointed, so they lowered the song because it's not the live version. And a little backstory on my experience. I never knew about the live version because I'm just becoming a Doja fan recently. Like, a lot of people have been waiting for this song to come out for maybe a year or 2, I don't know, but me, I didn't know about the song at all. That's why I was very surprised. And so because they were disappointed that it wasn't the live version, they knock it down 5 numbers or 6 numbers or whatever, I don't know. but they knocked it down because of that reason. I don't think it's worth being knocked down just because of that. Like, I understand you prefer the live version, but I still don't think it's worthy to knock it down because of that. I have now heard the live version, and I think both are really good. So either way, I'm not knocking it down just because the live version may be better in your opinion. In my opinion, I think they're both good. Another reason a lot of people put it in middle tier or bottom tier is because it has the N-word in a lot of the song. So they can't say it, so they don't enjoy it that much because it has the N-word in it. And I choose not to say the N-word, and I still think it's a really good song. And a lot of men are also, there are men that are mad at this song. Like, I watched a review on this video, and the men skipped the song because they didn't agree with what she was saying. But if it was a man saying songs when it said hoes or bitches or something like that, they'd be fine between it. But because it's a woman kind of song that we want to be empowering, or however you say it, they didn't like it. But a lot of the men have listened to the song and they agree with what she said. So this song kind of gave me Boys to Boys from from Dua Lipa. But I think this is ×2 from what that song is. And some people hate this album because they wanted it to be a Hot Pink ×2, but I'm glad it's not. There are some songs that are kind of the same, but I'm glad it's not a Hot Pink ×2. I think I've seen a lot of people say that Alone is underrated, and I think it is. I know some people will agree that I put Alone very high, but I think this is an excellent song, so that's why I put it. And some people might say that my review is tasteless, but my opinion is my opinion, so I respect your ranking, even though I might not agree with it, so please respect mine. I am very obsessed with this album, so I'm going to talk about channels that I've seen doing reviews on this album. I am obsessed with this album right now, so I've seen a lot of reviews. So if there's any reviews that you think I should check out, please let me know. But the first one is Brad Evans. Next you got I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled BRENIAREENE. And then next you got Top 5 Website. Then you got Favor. Next you got It's Keisha Undercut. This one I can't pronounce either, so I'm not going to try, but I'm going to spell it. It's pronounced DEVIDUBZ. Next you got SEESTA. And next you got Amanda BB, and that's one of my favorite YouTubers, and I'm glad that she done a review for this album because I was waiting for it, and then when I saw the video come up on my subscription, I got really excited. And next is Reacts Back. Next I'm going to talk about merch, and I do want to get the CD, and when the vinyl comes out I want to get that as well. And I'm very excited for the vinyl to come out. My final thoughts on the album is I don't know what Doja Cat did to make this album really good, but I wasn't expecting the journey that I went through, especially the first 3 times. I think this album makes Hot Pink look like an average album, even though I think Hot Pink is really good as well. I think this album is a masterpiece, and unless somebody comes and steals her crown, I think this is the best album of the year. And I have re-listened to both Hot Pink and Planet Her recently. A part of me wants to put this as close as a masterpiece because Alone isn't the last track on the album, but I think it's still a masterpiece. It could have been ×2, but I just think it's a masterpiece. If she put Alone as the last song on the album, it would have been ×2, but because she didn't, it's just a masterpiece. I still need to listen to her first album, but for now my ranking is Planet Her, Hot Pink, and her first album. This might change, but that is what it is for now. I am getting more into Doja Cat's music. I used to be a casual listener, but now I'm liking her more and more, and I'm excited to see what she has next. Now I'm going to do my outro. My thoughts on the album. No, I'm sorry if I've forgotten anything, but Please let me know what you think about this review. Please let me know if you agreed or disagreed on what I said. And if you want to, you can share your reviews in the comments down below, or you can DM me. And if there's any review, if there's any album you want me to check out or do a review on, please let me know, and maybe I will do it in the future. So that is the end of the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and show you that every time when I post. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.